Hassle Slaughter, the debut WAD effort by Thedoctor989. Let's take a look here. It's in slot 2. I am on PR Boom Plus. Just 15 monsters, huh? Okay, so Thedoctor989 is planning to make a Mega WAD, and this could be the first one. This is the first mapping effort. No secrets, no items, okay. Okay. Well, the first thing you notice is the misaligned texture. I'm not sure how you would end up with that. These all have the same floor and ceiling height, so I would imagine by default they would be aligned properly. Uh-oh. Okay. So, yeah, obviously something's wrong with the door there. Okay. This is just all bad. Oh, he can't even get back in there now. So, this whole room is a door, whereas what should happen is you should have a small area, like 128 by 8 or 4, or maybe 16 at the most. That should be your door. And all souls come in. And that's another thing about this map. As soon as you start, or probably as soon as you shoot, all the monsters start coming for you. That is used intentionally in some maps, but to have every single monster not be deaf is probably not the best design. See, here again, this whole hallway is a door, so gotta figure out how to make doors. You just want a small sliver as your door sector. This whole thing shouldn't be going up and down. Let's see, can I get back out here? Yeah, obviously you have a big hall of mirrors here, because you do have to put a texture on the back side of your door as well. Okay, that was the end, huh? Well, let's just take a look around here. Is that the exit too? Probably. Alright, so yeah. So there's often advice not to plan on making a Mega WAD as your first project. And the reason for that is there's a few reasons for it. The one that applies here most would be that when you start mapping, you're not good at mapping. And this is exhibit A through Z. The monsters are all they just come to get you right from the beginning. So that just gets boring and awkward, because by the time you get here, you could easily have everything killed. So then you just finish the map. And there's a completely unmarked exit here. I'm assuming this is the other exit, or another exit, because I did read that there are 2 exit lines. But yeah, you gotta mark your exit lines. You've got to do something else with geometry. Everything we have here is a right angle, which can be okay. That can be okay, but it really isn't here. This is just very standard boxes. Why is that a water texture on the ceiling? Why is this texture oddly cut off? You gotta think about transition textures. So this right up next against this looks weird. So you got to think about putting a Sean 2 here, or a support 2, or support 3 here, even a door stop, or even a door track. Right here again, you've got this wood room, boom, bricks, right there. So again, think about a transition texture. A good piece of advice. The reason that this piece of advice came along is for maps like this. So, and that piece of advice is when you have a floor or ceiling height change, when you have a floor or ceiling texture or flat change the height as well. Now you don't always have to do that. There are certainly circumstances where you can get away with it, but come on, would grass really be flush with brick floor? Would grass really be flush with wood floor like that? And not just for realistic purposes, it just looks kind of bad. And there, yeah, so this entire map is 1 floor height and 1 ceiling height. So we gotta play around with that some. Yeah, just the doors are a big issue, obviously, but yeah, unfortunately, there's really nothing positive to say about this map except that it is a map. So, so it's good to get your ideas out there and start somewhere. This is a long way from a megawatt, so to the mapper, to the Thedoctor989, I say, if you really want to make a megawatt, you're going to need, and you want to start with this, you're going to need some serious patience, because you're going to grow by leaps and bounds in your first weeks or months as a mapper. And you know, if you make like 5 or 6 maps like this in the next couple of weeks, several months from now you're going to be like 8,000 times better at mapping, and you're going to say, oh no, what do I do with those 5 or 6 crap maps that I made? I don't want to scrap them, those are my babies. But so you're either going to scrap them, or you're going to spend all that time modifying them and making them better, or you're just going to get discouraged and quit your megawatt altogether. So that's the reason for the advice. Yeah, I think I've said enough here.